I'm laughing too hard.
Yeah. Give me a second. We'll get back to straight faces, and then it won't look like anything happened. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here. It is our Songs of the Year series. We are up to 1992 today. Every week, we do another year. We started in 1958. We pick 5 songs from the Billboard Hot 100, 5 more from anywhere we like. We save 1 for the very end for our favorite song of the year. And we also choose our least favorite top 40 song of the year. So that's what's going down today. How do you guys feel about 1992?
Pretty weak for the Billboards, in my opinion, but still cool that you can get hard rock and country and new jack swing and mainstream pop, all this stuff, not as homogenized as today. I thought it was a great year in general for albums. I have 2, maybe 3 5-star albums from 92, and then a ton of 4.5s, like really close. So it's pretty top heavy for me for albums. I don't know how many of these are like all-time favorite songs, but it's kind of lower to mid-tier for me for quality. What do you think, Joe?
Yeah, I'm with you. It's weird. I mean, in the 80s, you had all these rock tracks charting. Now, like anything heavier than Nirvana doesn't chart. So there's all these great rock tunes that I love. In the 80s, it would have gone right on the Billboards, but now they're separate. So it makes it a lot harder to find, to narrow it down to 5. And that means the Billboards itself are, they're struggling a little bit here. It's definite downhill since the 80s. So still some good stuff and a lot of diversity, but I don't know if any of these are like all-time favorites. Kind of to the point now where it's like the Billboards are its own separate entity and has no relation to what I'm picking. Like if I could, in 10 songs.
Well, hopefully you did have a fine-tooth comb looking through this, because I know there's at least one really good heavy hard rock song that's awesome that just missed my list. So I'm guessing it's probably on yours, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's a pretty weak year for me. I thought it was a weirdly, oddly weak year for albums when we did albums of the year. I expected going through albums to get to 92 and just have the floodgates open after, Nirvana hits in 91 and there's some other alternative stuff happening. But really 92 is just a strange kind of void until things pick back up in 93. And I felt the same with songs. I mean, I like my picks, especially on the wildcard side, but not a great year. And like you guys said, the rock and roll from the Hot 100 has totally dried up. All that's really there is like the last gasps of some hair metal. Still a few bands hanging on by a thread, but a lot of R&B and stuff that, just isn't my favorite. So it was tough. Not a lot to pick from.
All right. I disagree with the album's quality for 92, but let's get into it.
All right, starting off my Hot 100 list, I will only be giving 4 because my favorite song of the year did chart.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Probably. My first pick, Sophie B. Hawkins. Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover. Just such a good chorus, so catchy. And this song was actually produced by Ralph Schuckett, who was an original member of Utopia. I don't even really like the production. It's got like this, I don't know, almost like a trip hop type of beat to it, which I don't care for, but I just love the melody and I love her singing on it. I think it's great. Then I've got the Black Crowes with Thorn in My Pride. Not my favorite track from Southern Harmony and Musical Companion, but of the 2 Black Crowes songs that charted in 92, this one is the one I prefer, mainly because of the guitar solo. I think Mark Ford's guitar work on this is awesome. There's also a lot of really cool organ and piano work on the track as well. Then I've got kind of a country song with Katie Lang and this track Constant Craving, written by Katie Lang and Ben Mink. Ben Mink, of course, has a connection to our boys in Rush, played the electric violin on the track Losing It. And he also produced Getty's solo album, My Favorite Headache. Interestingly, they actually got a writing credit for the Rolling Stones' Anybody Seen My Baby from Bridges to Babylon because the chord progression was so similar to this. It was an unintentional kind of lifting, but they ended up getting probably a nice chunk of change from that. And then my last one before turning it over to you guys, I've got High by The Cure from my album of the year, Wish. Just a lovely romantic pop song, very dreamy. It's got those chimes in it that really add to the dreamlike atmosphere. Great production and such whimsical lyrics from Robert Smith. I love them. I think it's a great song. And those are my Hot 100 picks for now.
I think it's Walking on Broken Glass by Annie Lennox.
No, it's 100% Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. 1,000%, 100,000%. Jason's going he's trying to win this. I don't trust him anymore. He knows what's going to get the votes and he's just going for it. My top 5, not making it Walking on Broken Glass by Annie Lennox, but a close 6th because that is a great song. It's probably the best Annie Lennox song. But I can't put it on here. I got at number 5, Free Your Mind from En Vogue. Underrated female kind of hip hop, R&B style. Love the group vocals. And it's got some really great guitar on it and a great message about not judging people based on the color of their skin. So love it. Number 4, Jason's winner, Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. Just so good. The shimmering guitar, wonderful vocals. I never knew this song was from 1992 when I heard it for the first 1,000 times. It just feels like a timeless, like 80s, whatever song. Great song, great pick by Jason. Of course, annoying. Number 3, I got Toad, the Wet Sprocket with Walk on the Ocean. Came out in 91, but charted in 92. Worst band name ever, but I love the mandolin and kind of the dark feel of the song. Number 2, go with End of the Road from Boyz II Men. I feel like if I'd been like around in 92, I would hate it because it was number 1 for 17 weeks in a row or something. So I'm sure it was just so annoying everywhere. But looking back, I can appreciate it now. I love the vocals. I really love how they include the low, like the super low voice. Like that's just so fun. And everybody in the band gets like a little solo and just a fun song. The acapella at the end is wonderful as well. They're actually talented. They write their own songs. No problem with Boyz II Men. Number 1, I'm going to go with Remedy from Black Crowes. My favorite track from Southern Harmony. Just a great song. One of the rock and roll songs that actually charted in this year. One of the very few. I love the female backing vocals, great guitar, just a groove, so much attitude. Great track.
Let's throw out a few that just missed mine. Ain't Too Proud to Beg by TLC. Lithium by Nirvana. And Snap with Rhythm is a Dancer, one of the best just dance house music songs of all time. Also just missing it, which I thought Joe would definitely have on his list, Mama, I'm Coming Home by Ozzy Osbourne, which is awesome. But here are the 5 that I've got. Let's make it a trifecta for the Hot 100. Hasn't happened in a while. I got Friday I'm in Love by The Cure. It's got that tremendous arpeggio. It's so infectious, upbeat. Seems tacky almost, counting through the days, and just kind of like doing those lame, a little bit lame on paper, like poetic, like lists of how every day of the week makes you feel. But it's some with just that Robert Smith charm that just is so like elastic and awesome. Next, I've got Walking on Broken Glass by Annie Lennox. I love how danceable and upbeat everything is. The piano and the strings and the sound of that snare hit all come together so nice. It's just puts a smile on my face. And I've also got Digging in the Dirt by Peter Gabriel from Us. Great art pop song. Chorus is simple and catchy. And don't talk back. Just drive the car. Shut your mouth. I know what you are. Really cool, kind of different lyrics for Peter, but I love it. I love the keys in the back. Love how it mellows out after the chorus. It's a great song. Next, I've got Damn, I Wish I Was Your Lover, Sophie B. Hawkins. It's awesome. It's got that rainy day haunting kind of feeling behind it. I love the trip hop beat. And the chorus is awesome. You know, I'll rock you till the midnight comes. The whole listening to the Rolling Stones line is really cool. It just creates our kind of sexy mood, guys. And then finally, Bruce Springsteen, Human Touch. Fantastic. I think it's got a tremendous melody. This is kind of the last gasp of that like mid to late 80s, early 90s Americana kind of synthy country sound that I love by him. But I think it's a tremendous song. I love those chimey kind of keys that accent everything. Really awesome. And just a really infectious melody. I love it. Just a little of that human touch. It's awesome. It's great.
All right, time for the wild cards. Gonna start my list with Grindstone by Uncle Tupelo from their great album, produced by Peter Buck. Really stripped down kind of record. Almost sounds like they could just be playing it on the porch. I love how the tempo shifts in this song, just kind of goes from being these fast up tempo verses, really just like slams the brakes and slows down into the chorus, which is really cool. The pedal steel comes sweeping in. My next pick is My Bird Performs by XTC. Love the main guitar line. Great drum part in this song too. Andy Partridge, generally thought of as the main songwriter in XTC, but Colin Moulding's got just so many cool songs. I think this is maybe my 4th nomination of XTC. And of those 4, 3 of them have been Colin Moulding tracks. So I really like his writing. Then I've got Nearly Lost You by Mark Lanigan and Screaming Trees. Rest in peace to the great Mark Lanigan. Could have gone with a number of tracks from Sweet Oblivion. He sounds so strong and powerful on the whole record. Such a unique and cool voice. Huge loss to the rock community with that one. And then I've got Underwhelmed by Sloan. Sloan's debut record isn't great. They were still trying to be a shoegaze band back on this debut record. But man, this track opens the record with a bang. It rocks so hard. The drumming is awesome. And I love the lyrics. They're really smart and clever. And then my last wild card pick is a song that was recorded in the 70s, not released until 1992. I've got Speed of Sound by Chris Bell. There's a number of tracks on this record that I could have chosen. I thought about choosing I Am the Cosmos, and I thought about You and Your Sister, but both of those songs were actually put out as a single back in 78. So I decided not to count them, even though they never appeared on a record until 92. But I Am the Cosmos, I think, one of the greatest posthumous records ever. It's right up there with From a Basement on the Hill for me. This song, Speed of Sound, is just a heartbreaking ode to lost love. I think the acoustic guitars in the beginning of the track are gorgeous. So much pain in his voice. And then the synth sound that comes in is just amazing. He died in 1978, car accident. He's a member of the 27 Club. He was only 27 years old, but yeah, it's a shame because some of the work on this record is unbelievable.
What was your signaling for Sloan meaning, Joe?
Oh, I was just saying I was underwhelmed by that pick.
That's, yes. I think underwhelm and Sloan go together all the time. So
I thought at least we would be safe from Sloan until 96, but here they are. No, I like Sloan. They're fine. It's a little early to be busting out Sloan, I think. I guess I have to reveal my picks now. Okie dokie. Tons of stuff I had to leave off. Very sad. I really wanted to get this on here. My number 6 is going to be Nearly Lost You. Rest in peace. Just a great Screaming Trees track from the album and the single soundtrack, which is amazing. Could have a bunch of tracks on there could have made my list. They did not. Number 5 is going to be Under Glass Moon from Dream Theater. probably like the first Dream Theater song I really loved. It's, it's like 2 minutes of vocals and like 6.5 minutes of just ridiculous guitar solos and synth solos, incredible bass, drums. Really kind of my gateway to modern prog. Number 4, a little outside the rest of these songs on my list, but really been digging this one lately. I'm going to go with In Liverpool from Suzanne Vega from 99.9 Fahrenheit. Didn't realize until recently that Bruce Thomas was actually the bass player from the Attractions, of course, Bells Costello. So he's rocking out on here. Incredibly catchy chorus, really nice guitar. There's something going on. It's like might be an accordion or something that kicks in towards the end. Just super catchy, cool song. Number 3, got a little Faith No More, Land of Sunshine, my top track from Angel Dust. He wrote this one, I believe, on sleep deprivation. He was up late watching infomercials or something. So it's stream of consciousness lyrics and just really sinister, evil vibe. Number 2, I'm going to go, this is really tough at the top, but we'll go with Them Bones from Alice in Chains. Could have been number 1. Lots of tracks from Dirt right up there, but Them Bones will be my representative of the album. Just such a in-your-face way to start an album, just right off the bat with those screams. Harrowing. Just a great song from Alice in Chains. So another almost perfect album. A lot of great albums in 92. Jason's crazy.
I had Wood from Dirt just missing my list. And I also had, much to Joe's pleasure, just missing. I guess it's not pleasure if it just misses, but Fear is the Key by Iron Maiden, just missing. I really wanted to stick it on there, but I couldn't. So replacing it is actually a song from the single soundtrack that Joe talked about. I've got State of Love and Trust by Pearl Jam. McCready is just, that lick is disgusting. He's wailing on it. It's so good, really fast and upbeat. You can kind of tell, apparently they recorded it during the 10 sessions. Didn't release it till 92, but you can kind of tell that it's like a little bit too fast and like punky for 10, because 10 is so like big and anthemic. So I can kind of get them not leaving it on there, but it's a tremendous song. Next, and really looking at this, man, I've got just grunge and like lo-fi rock heaven here. Got my favorite Stone Temple Pilots song, Sin, which to me is just like one of the most dark, brooding songs I've ever heard in my life. Like I just feel like I'm like sewer dwelling with a barrel on fire next to me while I'm just like doing drugs and eating garbage. Like it's such a cool mood. It's so dark and twisted, but so heavy also. And Wyland just sounds awesome. The fun ends for you here though, Joe. You should probably plug your ears. Next I've got, well, I still want you to hear it. So want you to hear it, but I got Trigger Cut / Wounded Kite at 17 by Pavement. This is just for Pavement, really for anything. It's a really well-written melody and pop chorus. The call and response and is, I've got a message for you. It's so awesome. It's just catchy as hell, and I think it's great. It's got that more eerie verse. And then I've also got, this is one of my biggest slip ups on the channel. I didn't get this in the top 10 songs video, but it definitely should have been. For Sonic Youth, I've got Sugarcane. It's awesome. It's one of their like sunnier records, but the verse is cool because it's got a good groove, but a little bit more of like a subversive, eerie kind of sound. And then you get that creepy arpeggio jangle thing on guitar. I think the low end sounds amazing. I love the guitar lead in the chorus. The song just like has this cool momentum. It pushes forward so well. Like there's a wall there that they just keep shoving and shoving along and grinding away at. So yeah, I mean, it's like super 92 nominations here with STP, Pavement, Pearl Jam, and Sonic Youth, and Alice in Chains just missing. I was 6 years old and loving the shit out of it, baby.
All right. Worst of the year. I'm going with Oochie Coochie by MC Brains. Just, I don't know. It's on one hand, it's kind of a fun early hip hop song, but I've ripped on some songs recently and in this genre for having terrible lyrics, like last week's Rico Suave. The lyrics here, they're pretty womanizing, but I don't know, they don't bother me so much because it's just kind of what the genre was doing at the time. And, you know, whatever. Then there's a female rapper that comes in and she says all they want to do is stab the wound, which is kind of gross. But the real problem with the song is the hook and the way that the note goes up at the end of every line in the chorus. It is so annoying. It's just terrible. I really hate it. Oochie Coochie.
It's actually Mick Brain, not MC Brain.
My pick, Don't Tell My Heart, my Achy Breaky Heart. Yes, the worst song maybe ever. Achy Breaky Heart, of course, wasn't written by Billy Ray Cyrus, but he is responsible for it. So he's the subject of worst song for 92. This is another one that was just everywhere. I remember skating to it at the roller rink, just always. You could not go anywhere. You couldn't turn on the radio without hearing it. Many people consider this the worst song of all time. And it was brought back by Lil Nas X. So F you, Lil Nas X, because that was not something that needed to be dug up from the grave. Terrible song. Probably prefer the album The Chipmunks version. Again, they have a habit of rescuing these terrible songs.
Well, last week I picked Extreme with More Than Words and alluded to Mr. Big. But Joe's right. Don't tell my heart, my achy breaky heart. Just don't think you'd understand. And I think there was another video we've done where I did mention that in gym class we learned how to swear dance to this song. In Pennsylvania, like at the time, not the country capital of the world, we didn't do any other hoedowns or square dancing or anything. So I think it was just like in the teacher's lounge. Some teachers like, it'd be fun if we taught the kids how to dance to this song. And no one said terrible idea, but that haunts me forever.
All right, song of the year. Joe called it. It's definitely Friday I'm in Love, but I am insulted that he insinuated that I'm just choosing it for the win. How dare you? Wish was my album of the year, so obviously I love the entire record. It's not like I'm pulling this out of nowhere. I love this song. I think it's one of the best pop songs of all time. Pure exuberance, so catchy. The production is perfect. The guitar tones are all on point. They're all doing really cool things. You've got the kind of like chiming guitars panned hard, and you've got the strumming guitar coming up the middle. The keys blend in perfectly. Love the acoustic on the bridge. And then the cherry on top is Robert Smith and all those weird noises he's making in the background, like he's being like thrown off a merry-go-round or something. It's just so much fun. I love it. It's a perfect song. Best of 92 for me.
Well, congratulations on your win. Plenty of tracks to choose from in 92. Was a great year for rap. Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Nothing But a G Thing. I'm not that bold. I'm not going to go there quite yet. I'm not going to go with the Beastie Boys, So What You Want. Oh, that's a great song. Love the way they turned hip hop and, garage rock together. However, I can't pick one of those songs. Maybe in the future, there'll be a rap winner at some point. But I'm going to split the difference with you. And I'm going to go with a little band called Rage Against the Machine, who took rap and metal and somehow made it cool. Yes. Even though it's, not quite, it's not my usual like protest type music. That usually doesn't do it for me, but I got to go with Killing in the Name of from Rage Against the Machine here. Krams is shaking his head. Doesn't get any cooler than Zach De La Rocha, just absolutely taking it to, like everybody, the government, police, just, whew, he's an angry boy, but it works. This is before Tom Morello kind of became a punchline, and the guitar is just kind of out of this world with his like shrieking and, trying to sound like a turntable or whatever he's doing with that. The power, the energy, the rage in the band and Zach De La Rocha's lyrics. The bass lines are just incredible across this whole album. This doesn't have as good a bass line as like Bomb Track or Know Your Enemy, but Killing the Name of just has so much power and rage. It turns even someone like me into like a down with the government type of person. So gotta give it to Rage. They make me feel things that I don't usually feel.
I have a lot of problems with this pick. One, I don't really like Rage Against the Machine at all. And two, I think this is a calculated move by you to try and get a win here. So I'm not buying any of this. I'm not. Also,
you really think that has any chance against The Cure's Friday I'm in Love? What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nothing with anything close to rap will ever take home a win on this channel. This is my give up pick. It's just not happening.
All right. My winner is Neil Young with Unknown Legend from Harvest Moon, leadoff track. It sounds like a more modern version of something he could have recorded for Gold Rush or Harvest, and it's got all those old, haunting, hollow, ghostly, prairie romance kind of Neil Young vibes. Beautiful song. Just really descriptive about, seeing a woman in a diner and, or telling the story of her, and she rides a motorcycle with the wind in her hair and all of this, and kind of just like this, like remembrance plaque is like what the song is of this woman, and whether she's real or not. So cool. But the production on it's just amazing. It's really slow and steady and plodding, simple. He hits just like a couple single notes on the acoustic guitar that just ring out for days. As per a lot of great Neil Young songs, tremendous pedal steel in the background, just filling the air with just this magic. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous track. It's my favorite song. It's my second favorite Neil Young song, or my favorite. I don't know. It's up there.
My problem with this year is there's a bunch of tracks that were like in betweeners, 91, 92. That didn't chart in 92, so I didn't want to include it because it was like sort of a single, but not really. So I don't know. I got all screwed up this year again, but I'm happy with Rage, but I could have gone with Red Hot Chili Peppers or Nirvana, actually. But I didn't want to stir the pot, mix the years.
I also want to give a shout out to a song I love that didn't get real consideration into my Billboard chart, but I was shocked when I read that it did chart because I've always loved it and I've never met anyone else who even likes it. Ugly Kid Joe with I Hate Everything About You. I think it's so silly and fun and catchy, but I know a lot of people hate it. And I was like, oh my God, this charted? That's insane. High too, like 50, 60 range.
I actually don't think that's going to be a walk in the park for me. I think all three of those songs are going to get some votes. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Crazier things have happened. We've seen it.
One thing that definitely won't happen is genre stealing. It's not like we're going to split a grunge vote or anything. These are all three pretty different tracks here. So the purity of the vote will come out. So that's cool.
If you are new to the channel, we have all of our winners up on our website where you can go vote for which is your favorite. We've been keeping a running tally. Joe, do you have the score for us?
You're creeping up there, Jason. You're up to 14.5 with a win by Matthew Sweet last year for 91, which it wasn't that close. It was a pretty dominating victory again for you, girlfriend. So I'm in the lead with 16. You have 14.5. Krams are 9.5. Destined for another third place here. Maybe the Neil Young video did blow up. Maybe you can get those fans that blew that video up to come back and vote for this one.
All right, everybody. So head over to the site, go vote. The link is in the video description. Hit the like button on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've not done so yet. Hit the bell for notifications. You can also find Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, our merch store, and our Patreon if you'd like to support the channel. All in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in 1993.